us to what we'll call home, even if the sight of it has not yet touched our eyes. Here we are and we're together, even if we are apart, and we're together when we're together. Something big is happening among us. It's not as if we don't have to deal with our shortcomings. It's not as if we don't have to wipe away the tears. From time to time we will lie.
Well, good afternoon. Today is the 29th of December, although you will see this on the 30th of December, and today we're doing sort of the review of the year. We're looking at the most surprisingly popular reviews and the unexpectedly unpopular reviews on the channel. What you'll see is either a very brief snippet of the video or just a sort of thumbnail of it. It depends, what footage I have access to as to what I can put on. But there are some reviews that on the channel I thought would do extremely well and haven't, and others that I thought would not do very well and have. We're not just looking here at the most popular reviews, because some of them just were not a surprise. For example, the Daewoo Nexia manual that I did was not a surprise that was popular. The Suzuki Ignis was popular this year, and there's no surprise about that. We're looking at things which took me by surprise, one way or the other. And so without further ado, let's get into this and let's look at the most surprisingly popular ones first. So the MG CF135 that we covered back in the summer belongs to one of my subscribers. His name is Tom. That has had an awful lot of views. I did the car because Tom offered it to me. I happened to be there at the time. I wasn't specifically looking for one of those cars to review, and I quite enjoyed it. They're pretty decent little cars, but that's had almost 4,000 views, which for no budget reviews is extraordinary, considering how long that's been up. And yes, a lot of you seem to enjoy it, and I'm very happy that Tom brought me the most pristine example I've ever seen of an MGTF to review. Obviously that car cost well over £1,000, one of us multiples of £1,000, but you can still pick them up for less than £1,000, so it does still qualify. The next review that's been unexpectedly popular is the 2004 Suzuki Grand Vitara. That was filmed on a very rainy day back in July, the same day as the MG ZT120, which has been very unpopular. But the Grand Vitara, I did that. Again, I didn't know anything about the models. So looking at one of those, Ibby, who's one of my viewers, just offered it to me, as well as the MG ZT120, and it's done really, really well. I was really surprised. I didn't know much about them before I turned up to film that car in Watford, and a lot of you have watched it, and I'm very grateful for that. It's not a car I still don't know any more about it than really I've said in the video, but that's the way that sometimes it goes on the channel. Next is the 1998 Peugeot 406 V6 Saloon, and that is a car that has appeared obviously in Ronin and other things, but it's not a car that, again, I knew an awful lot about before I started filming, and it's had 2,100 views, which I think is an awful lot for an old car like that. And it's been universally acclaimed, and I'm hoping to film more cars of that ilk in the future, and I'm very grateful to Gary for giving me the opportunity to film that. Then we've got the Fiat Panda 100 horsepower, which was provided by Mr. Jake Bill from the Wells Wheels YouTube channel, and that car's had 601 views. It's by far the most popular episode of second-hand reviews of all, and I didn't expect that at all. I didn't really have many expectations for the car. I knew it was a fun little car, you know, as it had appeared on his channel quite a few times. I didn't realise that it was going to be so popular as it is, and you know, again, I'm very grateful to Jake for providing the car, and grateful to everybody who's watched it. The final car that was surprisingly popular on the channel was the Vauxhall Vectra C. That has had about 900 views, and it was a car that I'd sourced myself. My friend Lawrence provided it for the channel in the middle of the second lockdown, and it just flew. I couldn't believe it. So many people were really keen to see that car, and it's traditionally not something that does that well on my channel, something like that, but again, it's been really, really popular, and I'm very, very grateful to Lawrence for providing that car, and everybody who, you know, has been so enthusiastic about it. I have a very strange channel indeed sometimes. We're going to look at some cars that were surprisingly unpopular on the channel. One of them is my mother's 2017 Mercedes-Benz C200 Sport Estate. That video, which was the first review that we actually did when we came out of peak lockdown, we filmed that 31st of May 2020, that has had about 300 views, and you know, some of my live streams have more than that, and it's just an extraordinary thing to see that the video that we put a lot of time into, and it was a car that I've been waiting to actually have on my channel properly for almost 2 years, and nobody's watched it. It was you know, a video that Mr. Richards and I put a lot into, and you know, when that happens, it is a bit disappointing, but there we are. It's clearly not a car to the taste of a lot of people who watch my channel. I was surprised back in January when I was contacted by a channel viewer who was working for a classic car dealership in the New Forest Classic Car Hire, and they offered me the chance to film the 1966 Jaguar E-Type 4.22+2 that was on their classic fleet at the time. I couldn't believe that that had happened, and we were well under, you know, 1,000 subscribers at the time, but we were approaching the mark, and so I said, you know, can we come and film the E-Type for the 1,000 subscriber special? The thing is that nobody watched it. Mr. Richardson came out and did it. He did a video for his channel as well. We sent the video to Mr. Franks for editing, and the result of all that, the massive celebration of getting such an iconic car on the channel and reaching 1,000 subscribers, and you know, all that sort of excitement, and it's had 527 views. Oh dear. One of the best cars I've actually ever tested on the channel is the 2019 Ssanyon Corando C300 1.6 diesel ultimate automatic four-wheel drive. That's a mouthful. I know I just said forbidden the phrase there, but that's just what the car was powered by. Dark blue metallic with a beige leather interior, ridiculous specification. You know, things like ventilated seats that Mr. Franks loved, and electric tailgate, and all that kind of excitement. And we've had 855 views. You know, you think about sometimes how much True Jacket views costs to make, and you know, as we keep saying, we get back probably about between 5 and 10% of what we put into the channel, and this is one of the reasons why. It doesn't matter what, you know, the car is in terms of, you know, whether I like it or not. Sometimes people just don't want to watch it, and that's just the way it goes, and we have to make tough decisions sometimes. Rather in the same vein as the E-Type, another car that didn't do very well on my channel at all, and that this really surprised me, was the 1982 Forest Green Ford Capri 2.8 injection with a 4-speed gearbox. Now, I've been wanting to get a Capri on the channel for a long time. We had a couple of them run up to is just walk around, and I really hate it when people call walk around reviews. They're not reviews. They're not reviews at all. The reviews take a lot longer to make, and they have a lot more put into them in a walk around that takes me 15 minutes to do. But anyway, we had a couple of walk arounds. We had the amazing event that was the 50th birthday anniversary of Ford Capri at Brooklands, which has had just under 20,000 views at the time of recording this. But that car, nothing. Again, we got Mr. Franks, got his drone out. He did everything that he could to make that the best. It's one of the best reviews we've ever done, and it's had about 900 views. I don't get it. I really don't understand it sometimes. One of the things that performs generally very well on the channel is anything to do with MG post the year 2000. As we've mentioned before, the MGTF has been surprisingly popular. Virtually all the MGs that were filmed that are post 2017 models have performed very well. And so when I had the chance to review a unique MG6 from 2013, it was the only one ever fitted in this country with an automatic gearbox, I was really excited about it. And then Mr. Franks loved that car. It had a modified exhaust, produced loads of power, made a great noise. How many views? 2,000? 1,500? Nope. 470 views. Again, you know, I really don't understand this channel sometimes. So there we are. That was the 5 most surprisingly popular and the 5 most unexpectedly unpopular reviews on this channel for 2020. Because Free Jacket Reviews, you can see, sometimes doesn't perform particularly well. It's so no consistency really sometimes in some of these. We will, as I've said on the last episode of Free Jacket Reviews before Christmas, actually the Christmas special, that we will be cutting down the number of ones we make, because, you know, it is relatively expensive and time consuming. Whereas, you know, if we've got a box of Vectra that performs better than an Alpha 90 that was in the same week, then that clearly tells me that you know, channel viewers know what they want, and that's what we'll be giving them in the future. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed for watching this little review of some of the reviews we've done this year. We're approaching the 100 mark and all the reviews, and you know, I know some of you are sad about the scaling down of Tweed Jacket Reviews, but I have a playlist of 52 Tweed Jacket Reviews, which a lot of you haven't watched, so, you know, go to the channel homepage and watch those if you want more. There's loads of them that most of you haven't seen. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stuff that's coming up. Don't forget to like this video and to leave a comment below. And I'll probably say it again before the end of the year, but Happy New Year to you all.
Dance for